What's up, guys? That Really Gross Guy here, and we're back, and we are playing Warframe, and we got a lot to talk about today because Devstream happened, and there's info to be given. So we're going to do that today, but I am running real quick just my Nyx Prime with the Bratton Prime, the Nucor, and the Orthos Prime. Kind of a radiation slash enemy, chaos type build where basically I turn everybody into, I don't know, make everybody mad at each other and they all kill each other instead of me killing them. But anyways, we're going to talk about Devstream today, and Devstream 97, I think, was the Devstream? I don't know. Anyways, so we have a lot to talk about. And I'm gonna. A lot of these probably don't need too much iteration on each one, but we can get through quite a few of them, with probably in a decent amount of time. But there's probably some information you want to know, and if there's anything extra you want to know, let me know. And if I have any extra details, I will try to tell you. I mean, I probably don't know much more than you guys do. But other than that, yeah, I'll maybe I can even ask DE if I get the opportunity through, like Discord and whatnot. But anyways, let's get right on into it. So first off is deluxe skins. Deluxe skin. Ember. Ember, remember that Ember skin? I'll see if I can throw it up on the screen for you guys. Remember that Ember skin that we were all like super hyped about? It sounds like it's undergoing a redesign, and with that said, it's really sad. It's really disappointing because a lot of people were super hyped about that skin, and I was kind of hyped about that skin. I thought it was pretty good. Now, we don't know for sure. It sounded like, it kind of, because they were showing the mag skin, and we'll talk about the mag skin in a moment, but they mentioned, oh yeah, and the Ember skin, the reason why the Ember skin has kind of been, delayed, even though I believe it's supposed to be the next one to come out. It sounded like Rebecca said that it's undergone some changes, and obviously if it hasn't come out, it's undergone changes, but she made it sound as though we may not be seeing the same design that we saw previously, which is kind of sad, because I remember when I put that video out, a lot of people were hyped about it. There were a couple people that were like, I'm not feeling it. It's just too abstract, too different. I'm not, feeling it. But a lot of people were super hyped about it, so I don't know. I would like to see, part of me would like to see it, no matter what, and then even if they decide to go with a new design, maybe they do both, and it's hard for me to say because, they got a lot on their plate right now, dealing with Plains of Eidolon and all sorts of stuff, but just, I don't know, just throwing away something that was so good, it just seems kind of silly, but like I said, we don't know for sure if it's being thrown away, we don't know if it's just undergoing some tweaks, but it didn't sound too promising for those of us that were expecting the one we already saw, but I don't know. So with that said, there was Mag. We're talking about Mag. That skin is looking like really good. It's looking like the progress is coming along really, really well with it. Also, I think they mentioned this previously, but I kind of forgot about it. But they mentioned that I believe her arms are going to be detached from her torso. So there's going to be, whether it be gravity or some sort of force, is technically holding her together, even though technically, like, her arms are not touching, or maybe, like, her wrists or something will be, like, detached. I don't know. Her hands maybe might be, like, slightly, I don't know. I'm assuming that different aspects of her will be, I don't know what the proper term for something like that would be. I don't want to say amputated, because that's totally different. That's actually having something severed. But having them, like, not completely touch, as though, like, gravity is holding it together, or, some sort of, energy or something. But that seems kind of cool. Cool concept, cool design. I'm pretty hyped about it, but I had a picture that you guys could check out with that as well. So, Zephyr's been a long time coming, and it's still going to be, I guess, more time coming because I'm the person that is currently working on this deluxe skin. They said it's a passion project, so someone that's really hyped about making the skin is going to be making it. However, this person apparently is pretty swamped with Plains of Eidolon, and that's a pretty massive update, a pretty important update, and it's kind of their focus, so I don't really blame them for not focusing on a skin, which really isn't going to do that much for the sake of the game. Now, granted, I do want to see the skin, I absolutely do, but if I had to postpone Plains of Eidolon in order to get the skin, I wouldn't do it, so I feel like a lot of you guys probably feel the same way. Maybe not, but let me know if you really, really want this Zephyr skin. Are you a Zephyr main? I don't know. But, anyways, Necros, the newest and most, well, the newest, when I say newest, is the most recently spoiled deluxe skin is going to be Necros, and I have a picture of that as well. Now, I think the skin looks good. I'm not too much of a main Necros, even though I'm trying to make a pretty endgame build with him right now. I'm kind of hyped about it, but I'm trying not to be because we've seen how long some of these deluxe skins take to come out, and that's, like I said, they got a lot they got to do. There's a lot of things that we're going to talk about today that is just like, yeah, we kind of can't work on that right now because we're just so swamped with Plains of Eidolon, and I get it, I totally get it. So, and Necros, I wouldn't expect. I mean, it would be nice if it came out by the end of the year. It would make sense for it to be out around Halloween just because of the theme, but they pretty much made it pretty apparent that that's not the goal. The goal is for it to be, you know, like we got 4 deluxe skins in the works, and because it's the newest one, it's probably going to be the 4th one to come out. So don't get too hyped about it, but I mean, be a little hyped. I mean, I'm down. It's a pretty cool looking skin, so I'm ready to throw this on my my black and gold looking theme. I don't know. I might have a picture of that up for you, or to put up for you guys. My current Necros, but anyway, there's that. Riven transmutation. So someone asked about this in the questions, the Q&A part, and Riven transmutation. So we all know the transmutation, the way it works currently. Well, most of us probably do. Some of you newer players may not know, or probably, honestly, you probably shouldn't care because it's a pretty flawed system at the moment. I've transmuted before, just because, like, I've had millions of credits just to waste away with, and I've done it before, and I've maybe 2% of the time, I've probably only transmuted maybe 50 times, but I've gotten maybe 2 or 3 decent mods out of it, but it's not worth it. It really isn't worth it, because RNG, and that's one thing that Steve was talking about. Was it Steve? Scott was talking about, and everyone kind of agreed, but leaving something as valuable as like Rivens to RNG, people are already frustrated when it takes a long time to get a Riven through the reward system. But imagine sacrificing 4 Rivens and hoping to get 1 good Riven. Now, the way they were talking is, if you were to sacrifice 4 Rivens, you would absolutely be getting some kind of Riven. You wouldn't be screwed in getting some, like an ammo drum or something. So it would be an absolute, definitely a Riven. But, he doesn't, and I totally agree. I wouldn't feel comfortable getting rid of 4 Rivens and possibly rolling a Riven for something absolute garbage. Like, could you imagine, like, getting rid of, you know, they may not be great Rivens, but you get rid of 4 Rivens and you get a Lato, or a Lato, whatever, Or you get like, I don't know, what's another crappy, a torrid ribbon, or an Amprix ribbon or something like that, Glaceon ribbon. Now, I'm sure there's ways to make those weapons good with ribbons, but could you imagine, like, I don't know, getting rid of like 4 and then getting 1 bad ribbon and then having to farm 3 more just so you can roll another transmutation? I don't think it's worth it. You might as well sell it for platinum, even if it's just a little bit of platinum, in my opinion. So, anyways, I think they should find a way to make ribbons rollable again, but I don't think it should be that costly. I don't think you should have to lose out on 4 ribbons in order to possibly re-roll another one. I think that's too much. But, anyways, let me know what you think about ribbon transmutations. Would you give up 4 ribbons for the chance of getting 1? Or do you think they need to find another way of doing so? Okay, so another thing is someone asked about the loot system, and how is the loot system going to work in Plains of Eidolon. Now, the Plains of Eidolon, because you're going to go out into an open world and you're going to be gathering stuff up, currently the way it works is every time you extract, you're going to accumulate or take with you all the items you got in your mission. Now, in an open world system, you could be out there for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, whatever. You could be out there farming like crazy all day. And how are you going to necessarily guarantee the fact that you get those loots? And I understand, like, if people are like, oh, well, if you pick it up, it should automatically be added to your inventory, this or that, blah, blah, blah. Maybe they work in, like, a backpack system, like you see in a lot of games where you have a certain amount of slots and you fill those slots and then you have to return to base or whatever. I don't like that too much. Obviously, it's going to leave opportunities for people to maybe spend platinum and increase your backpack capacity or whatever. You see this in, like, the Division, or I'm currently playing Fortnite. You see stuff like that, where you increase your backpack, whatever. I'm sure, you know, lots of RPGs. WoW, I think, has a similar thing. Final Fantasy is a similar thing. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. One thing I was thinking of, and it's kind of a joke, but it's kind of serious, is if they can find a way of, like, Metal Gear Solid 5 has the Fulton extraction thing where you could, like, attach a balloon, like a weather balloon looking thing, and it'll send a package up or whatever. You could strap it to a goat and extract a goat. I can't believe I totally forgot I was doing survival. Like, I did, but I didn't. I wasn't paying attention to the oxygen. I'm an idiot. But a Fulton extracting, you know, like your loot. It'd be cool if you, like, setting your stuff up in, like, a little bag and then extracted it or something like that, and it guaranteed a, you know, you to get those items. And the point is that it's very possible, like, if there was, like, an autosave function or something like that, or something like I was saying, loot automatically saves to whatever. The reason why you want to be careful is, let's say you're out there for 4 hours, farming, grinding, doing your thing, and then your computer crashes or the game crashes, because we all know how Bugframe can be sometimes, where you get, you know, I don't know, something crazy happens and you, a glitch happens or something like that, or whatever. And you lose all your loot. That would be very, very unfortunate. That would really suck if you spent a lot of time grinding, got some good stuff maybe, and lost it. We did the 24-hour alert just to let you know, so I got the blueprint. So, but yeah. Fulton, let's do a Metal Gear Solid Fulton extraction. I think that'd be cool. But, realistically, what do you guys think? How can we work that out? And then, I think I've already mentioned this, but they kind of just reiterated it and kind of confirmed it, is that even though the Plains of Eidolon is a giant work in progress, if you guys don't know, typically the way a company works like this is you have guys that work on specific assets in the game. So you have certain people that are doing level design, you have certain people doing character design, texturing, all sorts of different stuff. So it sounds like the texturing team and maybe the level design team, to a degree, they're probably working on a little bit of stuff, but it sounds like, to a degree, the level design team and probably part of the texturing team is working on the next open world section after Plains of Eidolon. And Steve kind of confirmed, and I guess technically it could be subject to change, but it's kind of hard to like texture something and then decide it's a different thing, you know, because we're talking about planets. If you're going to texture Venus, which is supposedly going to be the next planet, if you're going to texture Venus and then you decide, oh no, we're going to go to Jupiter. Jupiter does not look like Venus, so I have a feeling that with texturing, you know, being done, and it's going to look like Venus, it's almost guaranteed that it's going to end up being Venus. You know what I mean? The only way they could change it is if they make a hot planet and then they decide, oh, we're not going to do Venus, we're going to do another hot planet like Mars or, you know, or Mercury or whatever. Technically Mars is farther away, but I think Mars is technically hot, isn't it? I don't know, whatever. Depending on it's the atmosphere. It don't matter. Guys, learn your science. Anyways, it's a joke. Anyway, so there's that. Venus, pretty much confirmed. It sounds like to be the next open world, and it's just kind of cool. Obviously, it's gonna be a while before this comes out, but it's just kind of cool to kind of know what to expect, to know what's on its way. Like I said, don't go getting your hopes up that Venus is around the corner, because it's not. It's not. I don't even have to ask the developers if Venus is around the corner, because there's no way. Just from as much as I know about game design, I know for a fact it ain't even close. But anyways, they're also talking about gems, and gems are going to be looks like a little bit of a rework of the current arcane system. And don't freak out, because arcanes are still going to be arcanes. Absolutely, you're still going to be able to go to trials and accumulate the arcanes, and it sounds like there's still going to be very similar, if not still exclusive to trials. So, like if you're farming for arcane grace or whatever right now, and it's really, I think arcane grace is the really hard one to get. But yeah, actually, I'm almost positive it is, because I see it in chat all the time for like super expensive. But let's say you're farming for these arcanes and whatnot. It's not going to be when Plains of Eidolon comes out that all of a sudden you're going to be able to get an arcane grace at the drop of a hat. It's not what's going to happen. They're making it sound as though, and I'm going to have a picture up for you guys, because they're going to look like these gems look much different. So I don't know if they're going to actually change the arcanes to look like these, or if they're kind of going to be the same but different. They're going to have the same design, or they're going to have the same, utility purposes, but they may not necessarily look the same. I don't know. But these gems are... It sounds as though you're going to be able to slot these with your weapons. I'm not 100% sure, but the only reason why I say that is because we got to see these pretty much being slotted to the modular weapons that we've seen in the past. These modular weapons were the ones that you could craft. You could put the hilt on and the blade on and all that other stuff with the attachments. And like I was saying, is I think these gems are going to be attached to our weapons to maybe significantly boost, maybe our crits and stuff like that, or maybe they significantly boost like kind of like the current arcane system where a crit chance leads to stealth, or a finisher absorbs energy or something like that. Maybe that's what happens. Like I said, I don't know for sure. I'm not confirming this. They may end up redesigning the arcanes that go on our body to also look like these gems. Maybe we get like piercings or whatever that we can attach to like whatever. I mean, look at Nyx. Look at all the attachments that she's pretty much got sticking out of her. He just had some more. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, expect a hopefully positive, it sounds to be positive, rework with the arcade system. I'm excited about that because I've just very slightly delved into the arcane system, just because I'm starting to do like the crit stealth type build type you know, frames and different stuff like that. And I want to start going and farming for those, so you might see trials in the near future. But at the same time, after I got my my plat from TennoCon and stuff like that, I think I ended up buying a couple, what did I buy? Trickeries? I think I bought arcane trickeries or whatever through the market or whatever, so I know the way they work. I just haven't really spent the time to farm them and check the rarity and all that stuff. But anyways, very cool. Like I said, still expect to get arcanes from trials, and pretty much the same ones are going to be exclusive to trials, it sounds like. They said, Steve said that the new gems, new arcanes, new gems, we're going to call them, will be designed specifically to work with the new Planes of Eidolon content, which is why I mentioned the modular weapons, because those are brand new to Planes of Eidolon, so that's what I'm expecting. Man, now we're going really on the time. Man, I'm just gonna keep going. There are a couple things that I thought would be cool to see, and I'm just gonna throw it out there because recently I've been skeet shooting. I went skeet shooting with my dad for Father's Day, and it was freaking awesome. I think it'd be cool to have some sort of mini game or maybe like a competitive thing in like the Plains of Eidolon, where you could take a Tigress, you know, Tigress Prime or something out, and we could have a little skeet shooting competition or something like that. What do you guys think? You guys know what skeet shooting is? And if you do, like, you think that'd be a fun little mini game that we could do? Maybe we get like little credits or points or something, you know, out of it, and maybe we would earn like a, you know, oh, what if we got a Tigress freaking buff or like a gem to tag onto our Tigress? Anyways, we can't. I mean, they're not gonna give us something to make our Tigress even better. Trust me. Anyways, how about, let's see, glass frame. We got to see glass frame, and we got to see the default colors, and we got to see a little bit of coloration, a color that Rebecca had set on her glass frame. And honestly, the white looking color scheme, and I'll have a picture for you guys. This color scheme that Rebecca had, honestly, is an awesome color scheme, which isn't default, but I also have a picture of the default color scheme for you guys as well. But man, I think this frame looks pretty cool. Now, I'm a little torn on like the way the glass looks. Supposedly the glass is not currently colorable, but I think it's supposed to be. But I kind of like the transparent look, but I would like it to be somewhat colorable. And I think it's going to be. From the sounds of it, it looks like it's going to be. But, anyways, what do you guys think? How do you guys think the glass frame looks? I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty excited about it. I don't know. Now, they were talking about, a lot of frames have been coming out through quest lines, and I believe this one is also going to be quest line oriented. Hey, Manic, how about you want to be my side? Ha! Dude, that's cool. Manic getting a Manic on my side? Alright. But yeah, quest line oriented. And they didn't confirm or deny whether it was going to be a quest line or not. However, I do know that this was kind of a pun. It was kind of like a play on words because, like you need sand. I think, I don't know. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But you need sand to make glass. You know, just in a foundry or in a furnace, whatever. So I'm expecting it to be sand-based, sand-oriented, and you do see to some degree. It looks like in the Plains of Eidolon, we're gonna have like an ocean side, at least near the village, which I'm sure is gonna have sand, which is probably gonna lead to some sort of quest line type thing for, you know, glass and the forging of glass, right? Right? That makes sense. Well, I specifically, I think it was Steve, that quoted a quote that says, "Shovels in the ground." And I do understand, like, breaking ground on like a building or something like that is when you know, breaking ground is when you stick the shovel in the ground and the first dig for the, you know, the starting foundation of a building or whatever. But you could argue that the shovel in the sand could be a metaphor for something to the quest line. Just throwing it out there because, you know, they like to be punny sometimes. With Devstreams, we've seen it a little bit in the past where they hint at something with precise wording, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, so Tintable Vandals. It sounds like those are pretty much right around the corner. We've seen that. They mentioned it at TennoCon. I don't know if you guys have watched my TennoCon video where I talk about all the stuff that we saw at like the art department and all that stuff, but there's so much information that went on there. But one of which was the Tintable Vandals and the Wraiths. I am excited about that because there are a couple Vandals and Wraiths that I have that are way better than, because I tend to group certain frames with certain weapons, and for example, I run my Strun with my Rhino, my like OG Rhino, but the Strun Wraith is so much better, but I can't color it, so I don't like using it. So I'm excited because the Strun Wraith is going to be better, and I'm now going to be able to color it the colors that I want it to be, so that's pretty exciting. Speaking of tintable weapons or weapon skins, we've only seen 2 of them, and I'll try and get a picture up for you guys. One is this pistol, which looks very realistic, and there's a reason for this. I'll tell you in a second. Very realistic pistol that you can put on any pistol skin. Well, maybe not any pistol skin, but a pistol skin. At least the Lato, I believe. But this pistol skin is a very realistic pistol from real life. I believe it is like a Beretta or maybe a Colt 45. But this specific pistol is from the Dark Sector game. That is made by the same company, is made by Digital Extremes. Now, I don't know if this, like, obviously not everybody that's working at DE right now was working on Dark Sectors. That just not happened. But I believe that some of the leads were. Steve, I believe, was. I don't know for sure, but I believe Steve was. But they are giving us an opportunity through an event, it sounds like. That's what Rebecca said. Through an event to get this skin and also a double-barrel shotgun, like a sawn-off double-barrel shotgun for like our Bronco or whatever. And they look very realistic, very true to real life. And some people were kind of not very happy with this because they're like, oh, it's too real, it's too, you know, non-space ninja-y. Well, then don't get it. Don't bother. If you don't want it, don't bother getting it. I mean, it's not going to be tied to mastery rank, so who cares? If you don't want the skin, then don't bother. But I'm actually excited about this because it's an exclusive item, and people like me that want everything, that want to get everything in the game, are gonna absolutely be going for these skins, and I know that. But they showed us a pistol and a shotgun, but they said supposedly there are 3 more, so there are a total of 5. But Rebecca didn't show them because spoilers. She's just being mean. But exciting. So I'm sorry, guys. Man, we're going a long time. You might as well have watched the Devstream at this point. But we'll keep on rolling. We'll keep going with it. So bam, bam. Let me get into another something. I want to do something simple. Sabotage. Is there a... Let's do it. Exterminate Corpus. Bam. What is that? Let's roll with it. A1 Radiant. I don't know. I don't care. It'll probably be ducats anyways. So... They also showed off Hydroid Prime, which we have seen a lot of, but they actually showed a model and Rebecca in the default colors of Hydroid Prime. Looking so good. He's looking like badass. Now, obviously the reworks just came out, and I'm going to be doing... I think I'm going to be doing a video on Hydroid and the rework to Hydroid, and show off where his powers stand at this point. Now, I know a lot of people kind of did it, so you guys probably already know about it, but I'm just going to run through quickly reiterate what happened with Hydroid recently, you know, with the updates to his updates, and we'll just progress with that. But with Hydroid Prime coming out, I'm excited to see where he's at. I'm excited to see what small, because every Prime has a little bit of a buff. to his design or his, his powers or whatever. So I would like to see him even get maybe a little bit more power strength or just a little bit more base energy or something like that. I think would be cool. Maybe even survivability, I don't know, because Hydroid struggles a little bit in that department. But, yeah, so if you want to check out that Hydroid Prime, picture's pretty nice. But yeah, so also, someone asked about with the questions, can they possibly see implementing a 4th and 5th, maybe even more, like appearance slots and weapon modification slots? And what I mean by that is we have an A, B, and C configuration. Would they consider making at least a D and an E? And I think that's a great idea. Wow, I didn't even realize that Bursa came in here. I think that's a great idea because similar to what Sheldon mentioned is now that we have the corrupted and we also have the sentience, it only makes sense for us to have gear loadouts specifically for each faction, because pretty much everybody makes a Grineer loadout, a Corpus, and a Infested loadout. But now that we have, for instance, Bane of Corrupted, or Bane of is it Bane of Corrupted, or is it Bane of no, it's gotta be. I was gonna say Bane of Void. What? Yeah, Bane of Corrupted. So basically, consider like each slot a Bane slot. That makes sense. Where your A is your Grineer Bane, your Bane of Grineer slot, which may or may not include Bane of Grineer, but just for the sake of what the heck? Holy cow! You see that lighting? Just for the sake of gearing each accessory slot towards one thing, they were talking about at least having 5. One being Grineer, one being Corpus, one being Infested, one being the Corrupted, and one being the Sentience. Maybe even a new one for the future. Actually, I don't think that's... I don't know. I mean, Plains of Eidolon, we're definitely having Sentience and stuff, so it makes sense why we would want to do that. So, I think I'm down for it, especially in the appearance department, because, man, I really want to get some more appearance, things done for my fashion framing. Well, I think a lot of you guys agree. But, so there's that. Let's see. Let me pop those guys before I get murdered. Oh, jeez. I might as well mention, seeing as there's a Nully that tried to come over here and try and ruin my day. Someone was talking about enemies and their energy. Could they see possibly implementing a reason to kind of mod like a magnetic type proc, or like a way of absorbing enemy energy? Like Warframes have energy, but could you imagine if a Nullifier had an energy pool that he needed in order to keep his shields up? And if we could drain his energy, we could maybe remove his shields. Or if, like, for example, a Bursa, maybe if we could drain his energy, he may only be able to use his turret. Or, I'm trying to think of some other enemies that might, maybe Eximus, maybe their abilities run out after their energy has been drained. I don't know. Let me know what kind of enemies you think would be kind of cool to have energy pools, and how would we be able to work in an energy pool so that we could, god damn it, so that we could do something like that. Because I personally, there's a lot of times where I run into frickin' 3, 4, 5 frickin' nullifiers standing, nullifiers standing in a doorway, and it would take like 500 rounds of ammunition to shoot all those nullifiers all the way down and kill the nullifiers inside of it. That would just be so frustrating, because once a bubble gets smaller than another bubble, then you're shooting at another bubble, and then that one gets smaller than another bubble, it gets shooting at another bubble. There's so many times where I just get screwed by 3-4 nullifiers in the game that are just all grouped up in the same spot. And I know they've kind of reworked nullifiers recently, and maybe it's not necessarily a fault with the nullifiers. Maybe it's a fault with the way groups of enemies spawn. Because obviously, if you're getting 3 or 4 pods spawning and all of them have nullifiers in it, maybe they need to just change the way the pods work. But I would love to see a way of being able to drain enemies of energy and maybe even drain nullifiers of their shields. I think that'd be cool. Man, we're running through so many missions, but we're not getting through so many topics. But yeah, that'd be cool. I think it's a good idea. Nef Anyo is currently, because they're talking about reworking Nef Anyo for a boss fight. He is delayed just because a lot of people that are working on him are working on Plains of Eidolon. That's something that I feel like should come out first. The Kingpin system has come a long way, but they mentioned the same thing. Plains of Eidolon is taking priority, so that's kind of delayed. Daily login rewards. Some people, and I understand this because I am... my login reward is just over like 500, I think, and a lot of people that are like in the 200-300 still because for some reason they hadn't been playing, you know, for a portion of time, and I get it. I actually used to play with someone who joined the military, and they were gone for over a year, you know what I mean, and couldn't play. So unfortunately, they are way behind. It was an old clan I was in, but, and I get it. I get why you would want to kind of fast track yourself, but I feel like that's, it takes away from the people that have logged in every day. It takes away from people like me, and I'm not, part of me, I get it, and I don't want it to happen, and a part of me gets it, and I wish I could fast track myself, but the fact that I have been logging into Warframe since like the alpha days, it would kind of suck, to be honest, to have a new player buy a bunch of platinum or pay their way up to shred when I don't even have it yet, you know. And I think it sounds like, and they kind of agree, and a lot of people I'm sure are gonna agree, it sounds like they don't intend on making that possible, because it's kind of like an exclusive thing, and it's a thank you for people who have been sticking with Warframe for this long, you know what I mean? And if you guys are wondering, like, oh, if you've been logging into Warframe every day, you'd have Prime Shred right now. And actually, me, because the reason why I don't have it is, even though I have been logging in almost every single day since then, is back in the day, for a lot of you the newer players that you don't know this, but the daily login systems were different. It was all randomized, and there was nothing incredibly super special that you could get from your login rewards, other than like plat discounts. But they changed it, and the higher your mastery rank was at the time, the farther you would be started in the list. So if you're a mastery rank 10, you would start at like day 200. If you're a mastery rank 20, you would start at day like 400. So, and the reason, like, even though I'd been logging in every day, at the time I was only like mastery rank 12 or 13, just because I didn't max everything out at the time. I just wasn't my thing. There were a lot of weapons that I just didn't use because I didn't really feel like it. But so unfortunately I missed out. So it kind of sucks. That's why I personally would like to be fast traveled myself. But I get why that's a bad idea. It's just, holy crap, dude! Back off, freaking jerk. Freaking, why are my powers broken? I can't. Okay, I guess he does not take any power damage. What the hell? I'm gonna fail because I can't kill a freaking capture target. Holy, dude, how much damage does this guy's gun do? Holy shit. Okay, well, I'm invulnerable right now, so how about that? How about that? How about that? Yeah, catch me outside. How about that? Anyways, So yeah, daily logins. Nah. Focus rework. Now, Scott, if you're watching this, what the hell? So Scott, right at the end of the Devstream, he was basically like, oh, we basically was like, hey, we didn't talk about the focus rework. And they're like, oh, let's talk about the focus rework. And he's like, nope, let's save it till next time. I was like, really? Wow. So it's been confirmed basically that there has been some kind of progress, it sounds like, been made with the focus rework. But apparently he's holding out on us. Holding out on us, being a jerk, so you'll have to watch the next Devstream to find out. Or watch my next Devstream overview. It's up to you. Anyways, I highly suggest checking the Devstream anyways, because the possibility of you getting platinum as a giveaway, you know, a bonus, whatever. Random, you know, RNG, whatever. And then, lastly, is not Warframe related. Last point I want to make before we go is the Keystone game is no longer the Keystone game. And no, it is not canceled. The Keystone game has been retitled to The Amazing Eternals. It sounds very comic book-esque. Sounds like the Justice League or the Avengers. Sounds very, you know, I don't know, comic booky, which I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. Hopefully it has like a cartoony feel to it. I'm kind of excited about the game. I've signed up and I would love to get access to the beta or whatever. But I think people already do have access. I don't know, maybe. I'm sure they do. But I don't, unfortunately. I would love to get into the beta. But I believe there is still a confidential agreement or whatever, so I wouldn't be able to tell you guys about it anyways if I did get in. So the point I'm trying to make is the game is now called something different. So I'm sure if you were to type in Keystone, excuse me. I'm sure if you were to type in Keystone, you'd probably be redirected to the game or whatever. But if you see like the Amazing Eternals and the artwork tied to it, and you're like, what the heck? This is Keystone. Well, it's Keystone. It's just not Keystone anymore. So just throwing that out there. Oh my gosh, I'm freaking getting hosed by these guys. I need to do something about my Knicks. I need to do something about my Knicks. I haven't played Knicks in ages, other than just like my no thought quick running missions with Nyx. I have not tried to run her in anything serious, but that's about it. There's a lot of points, you know, to the video. A lot of things that, you know, probably could be discussed in the comments. So feel free. I am super curious what you guys think about any one of these things. A lot of them, especially the deluxe skins, the ribbons, the loot system, texturing, gems, skeet shooting, which was my idea, glass frame, the tintable vandal race, the pistol and shotgun skin, Hydroid Prime, the extra appearance and weapon slots, mod slots, whatever, enemy energy drain, which has to do with maybe nullifiers, other stuff, Nef Anyo, Kingpins, daily logins, focus, and Keystone, aka the Amazing Eternals. So thank you guys for watching. A lot of points we made, a lot of pictures. I'm gonna try to throw as many pictures to information as I can up for you guys. But that is gonna do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I can't even say it. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Little hint. If you have not seen... this is me kind of plugging, but not really. If you have not seen... Which video was it? If you have not seen my YouTube... And this is a little bit unrelated, but I highly suggest this video. If you have not seen my YouTube is screwing us over video... I feel like there's a lot of good information there for those of you who care about YouTube. And those of you who don't and want some platinum, I don't know how many of the codes have been claimed, but there is a code for PC, Xbox, and PS4 at the end of that video. So if you have not checked that out and it has not been claimed, then there's a chance that there's something there for you. So thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, blah.